We welcome you to the group phase, Group B action here. FIBA EuroBasket 2017, Italy against the hosts, Israel, in beautiful Tel Aviv Arena, which is sure to be jam-packed. Mark Clark, Carla Gay on hand. And Mark, this is a game where two teams who are playing in tremendous form will be heading on a head-on collision. As we see there, the two games that we saw previous, if they live up to some of those games that we saw earlier today, this should be an exciting one as well.
When we looked at this one, we thought, what a great way to end the day. It's going to take a lot to top the first two games, but packed house here in Tel Aviv, knowledgeable crowd. There's their rankings. We can throw those out, as you saw with Georgia beating Lithuania. And Israel at home, first time they've ever staged the EuroBasket. The crowd is going to be so excited about that. And they're coming up against an Italian team that over the last few years have played well, and then they've always come up a little short in the Olympic qualification tournament, a little short in the EuroBasket. They've got one of the most decorated coaches in European and world basketball, in Coach Messina coaching. Is this the tournament that Italy finally delivers after a long, long break? Who knows? They started their preparation so well. They reeled off a load of wins, and then they lost 4 of the last 5 games. But the one game they won in the last 5 was Georgia, and we just saw how good they were. So this is going to be a great night. Israel, only 2 losses in preparation. They've looked really decent. They really spread the floor. They play up tempo. If they get this crowd on their side, this could become a real party opening night this year.
It is sure to be loud here tonight as the Israel national team being announced to the crowd on hand. They have been chomping at the bit, as you said, the first time they've hosted the EuroBasket year. They also want to show the basketball world that this is a place where basketball is a hotbed in this country.
The great thing for me about this Israeli team is, obviously they have Omer Kaspi, but they have a number of players who are like heroes in this country. They've been on the national team for 10, 12 years. They've always been a competitive team. They've won EuroLeague titles with Maccabi Tel Aviv. As a national team, though, for so long they have underachieved. Ironically, the first time they ever played Italy, which was 1953, so many years ago, was one of the only 4 times that they've beaten them in the final stages. It's all set up for a great night, For some of these guys, it's the last time they're going to play in this type of competition, so what a great way to go out by qualifying for Turkey.
You're absolutely right. On the other side of things, the Italians, as you mentioned, started off the pre-tournament friendlies on such a hot streak and then cooled off towards the end. But as we know, Coach Messina, he is a magician.
Total magician.
We'll break now for the national anthems for these two wonderful countries.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthems. With the national anthem by the top Cohen, the International Israeli Opera Singing, the Italia, the top Cohen, Sabah Opera Israeli, Abelo. showdown, התקווה, בבקשה.
It really is scenes that could give you goosebumps running up and down your spine as we get set for Game 3 of Match Day 1 in Group B here in Tel Aviv, Israel. The host, Israel, taking on Italy, which should be an action-packed game. Carla Gay, Mark Clark on hand. And as we were talking about to start off, as we take a look at the three men who will have the task of keeping this game under wraps. The Italians coming in off of kind of sliding in to form here in the back end of their pre-tournament friendlies. 7-4 to start, but the majority of their losses coming in their last 5 games.
And they had some real challenges during preparation, because the Gallinari punch that broke his hand in one of the preparation games obviously deprives them of one of their stars. They had injuries the night before the tournament started. But sooner or later, Italy will get back to the level they were when they were competing for medals at these championships. And their clubs have had good years this year in the Champions League. As we take a look at the starting lineup for Israel, Eliyahu and Caspi and Al are really going to have to do a job on the glass.
They absolutely are.
Italy have got some people going to the glass hard. Fortunately for Israel, Italy are not one of those teams that are huge, and they're not that athletic, so they should, if they box out, be able to get their expansive running game going. But this roster is full of guys, obviously Bellinelli with his NBA credentials, but Nicola Melli's had a great EuroLeague campaign. That Tommy is a EuroLeague champion now with Fenerbahce, so they've got quality. Messina is a coach that's won everything. Can he bring this group? I thought they were going to do it at the Olympic Games. I thought they would qualify, but they're struggling in the inside. So this is going to be a real battle for them, as it is Israel in controlling the glass. I just think they have so much quality in the backcourt that they may have a little bit too much for this Israeli team. I don't know if they have enough though for their Israeli team and this crowd, because this crowd's going to be a factor.
It absolutely is. It is sold out. Cannot get a seat here at Tel Aviv Arena, which proves to be an incredible atmosphere and definitely a plus for the home team. We take a look at our spotlight players, Marco Benelli and Omri Caspi.
Wow, 5th and 6th EuroBaskets. You know, as a bare minimum, if you've done 6 EuroBaskets, that's 10 years. You know, and it's 10 to 12 years at the very top of the game. That's just an amazing testimony to the longevity, the condition that people keep them in. Coach Elstein here, I think he has a thin balance here to just juggle the emotion of the night plus the execution and the quality of what they're going to have to put on the floor.
It's going to be interesting to see how these two teams start off. In Game 1, we saw Germany and Ukraine kind of start off slowly, weren't able to knock down the long bomb, and then in Game 2, Georgia and Lithuania came out really shooting the lights out. Will the emotion and the nerves affect these two teams shooting-wise to start the game?
Well, you would hope and think that you have Bellinelli's experience, Hackett's experience, and all those people, they'll be fine. But this is EuroBasket. This is your country. So I don't mind who you are going to feel this moment. And once you drop your first 2 points or your first 3, or get to the free throw line, and then you just feel in such a better place. Now Tommy is, in shot, great player with Fenerbahce. Has possibly underachieved with the national team. Is this the tournament where he really looks the quality that we all know he is? And I think him and Nikola Melli are an interesting combination at the 3 and the 4. That's a tough ask. And Eliyahu is going to have to roll back the gears and come up with a performance.
Can he do it in front of his home crowd? That is the question. The crowd standing and rising to their feet as we start here, game 3, match day 1, Italy winning the tip. Italy in the home whites, going from left to right on your screen. And Israel in the road blues, going from right to left. Hackett on the ball right now. Steal early on. Eliyahu coming up with possession. We mentioned how tough the defensive matchup will be for him.
Yeah, that was good for him because he played quick, he played smart.
Howell to the basket. A lot of contact, no foul called. We saw in game 2 against Lithuania and Georgia, the refs let them play. Will that be the same case here?
It's not the same bodies going against each other, a bit more quickness, maybe more lateral movement, so it'll be interesting to see. Neither team is going to focus the inside.
Hackett gets fouled, and 1.
Hackett's a handful. I think Hackett's, again, one of those underrated at times, big quality guys. That's just, he's quick, he's big. For a guard, he's got tremendous size. Nothing like a penetration and a layup to get your confidence going.
Free throw no good. Caspi pulls down the board. Mikel, Eliyahu. Dawson, Howell. This is Caspi. Caspi watched by Bellinelli, and Bellinelli picks up the foul away from the basket.
I mean, Caspi should come here real hungry because he really missed a lot of the NBA season with injuries and things like that in front of his own fans. Again, a chance for him to really fulfill some of that potential that people believe he's always had.
Here he is on the curl, Caspi, and the foul.
That's exactly what the crowd want to see. Quick, decisive, and confident for Caspi on the catch. Great little curl. He's already caught it. Tommy's on his back hip. No one's going to help. Tough finish. He's a good athlete. Great way for him to get his confidence going.
You see the emotion after the basket. You think this doesn't mean a lot to him? Well, you're wrong about that. Knocking down the free throw calmly. Good sign early on for the host nation. Benetome. Bellinelli for 3. Yes.
It's always good when you see players go to what they're good. He came off the screen hard, got his feet set quickly, and got it away. He's a great shooter when he gets himself that definite on the cut.
Mikel down low, carving his way to the paint. Caspi had that dribble too hot for him to handle, and then Atome comes up with the steal. Melli. D'Antoni. No good. Caspi a little too aggressive coming in there for the rebound. And it was last touch by him. It will be Italy basketball. We see the last play here. Bellinelli walking into that 3, as you said. That's what he's expected to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dawson watching. D'Antoni. Almost got caught in the air, finds Kusin, who dribbles it off his foot and out of bounds.
Well, Kusin is a story in the thing. Earlier in the program, he was released by the program, but with the various injuries, they brought him back. Now he starts, and that's the tough thing about national team. You got great players, but you can only have 2 or 3 a spot. So he's obviously impressed Messina in what he needs him to do coming into this into the latter stages of the program.
Mikel comes off with a Howell screen. Kusin got a hand on that ball, pulled in by Melli. Here's Hackett. Bellinelli open for three. Indeed. Marco Bellinelli starting off hot in the first quarter.
Great read by Hackett. Saw him open. Didn't think about doing anything apart from getting in the ball.
Eliyahu. Howell. 10 to shoot from Mikel. Here's Caspi. Trying to make something out of nothing. Tossed it up at the rim. Got fouled. He'll go to the line for two.
In preparation, Mikel has been very, very active in scoring as well as just taking care of the ball and his assist numbers. As we see Bellinelli knock down the three, but I think he's got an issue tonight because he's matched up with Hackett. He's always second best in terms of physicals. Hackett, if Hackett plays smart, it's going to be a tough ask for Mikel to contribute point-wise. He's got to find a way to help Caspi tick the scoreboard over.
Well, Caspi has all 5 points so far for Israel. Eight-5 early on. Match day 1, Group B. Game 3 here in Tel Aviv, in a sold-out Tel Aviv arena. Danatome, 6 to shoot for 3, knocks it down.
Well, that's why he's on the EuroLeague champion team. That's why they pay him a lot of money to make tough shots.
Eliyahu, the first time we see him in the post against Melli. Eliyahu working. Hackett pulls down the rebound. Italy hasn't looked to push so far. They've been methodical in the half-court set. And Bellinelli going to work now with the Melli screen. Anatome showed the up fake and got fouled as he looked to take it to the basket.
It's interesting for a team that has got speed down the floor, but I'm not sure how much they have behind Bellinelli, how much confidence they have in their scoring ability. They don't really want to run too much, and it's surprising because they are, on paper, relatively deep, and they're quick.
Hackett finds Danatome inside Melli! And the Italians have come out with a purpose here in the first quarter. 13-5 early on, leads to a timeout with 6:04 remaining in quarter number 1.
Well, Nicola Melli's, over the last 2 seasons in Europe, has been one of the most improved players with a bigger profile. He's doing a great job. He looks a quality option. One-on-one, Italy have too much power for this Israeli team, but Israel haven't played one-on-one basketball all summer. Their team defense has been different. They've put some different looks on the floor. They've mixed it up a little bit, and they've always looked to try and keep the offense fluid. And at the moment, Italy have slowed them down, and it's very much too much a half-court game for them. And as I say, Mikel, if he can't find a way to contribute, this Israeli team's going to have to really try and put some mix-ups defensively to get anything going.
Well, we've already seen one upset on paper anyway today. This potentially one in the making, as Group B looks as though there might not be a team go undefeated throughout the entire group stages here in Tel Aviv, as Marco Bellinelli already with 6 points right out of the gate for Italy, a good sign for the visitors. Always interesting to see what a coach comes out with out of a timeout. Maybe the nerves proving to be too much playing in front of this raucous crowd. We'll find out as Mikel takes the ball. Trying to get by Hackett. You can really see the size difference between the 2 guards.
Yeah.
Easy push shot there, could not fall for Eliyahu. Still Caspi the only one to score for the Israelis, and a tough turnover there for Italy. Howell. Mikel using the Howell screen. Looking to penetrate to the basket.
He's got to do it. He's got to try and take that responsibility. Nice little first step to turn the corner.
Mikel gets called for the foul on the other end. On that last drive by Mikel, we talked about it off the top, Italy may not have the shot blocking presence that most teams in this group has. So that could be a very big key to this game.
And that's why if he goes, he's got to try and go a little early. If he gets it in secondary or even early in transition, they don't have someone to come across and block, and he can break down the defense early. If he does it late, I just don't think he has the shots to manufacture.
Offensive foul called on Italy. I believe it's Bellinelli picking up the block.
12 second foul of Russia.
Check that, it's Cousin with the illegal screen at the top of your picture there.
And just to underline that issue about not having that big shot blocker and whatever else, Italy go over 2 meter center in Paul Biglia. And they're literally a team that is almost everyone's the same size.
Caspi. Danatome called for the block. Fouls quickly mounting up here for the Italians. They are now in the penalty. 4 minutes, 51 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Not quite the same physicality we saw in the game previous to this. I mean, they told me they tried to stay in stance, tried to move his feet. There was a little contact, but Caspi wasn't trying to turn the corner either. So it's an interesting difference between the game 2 and game 3.
The chant you hear from the crowd here is Omri Caspi as he steps to the line to knock down the first free throw. Misses the second. He has 6 points so far for the Israelis. They're down 13-8. Filoy into the game for the first time. Maliga, Bellinelli, Filoy, Danatome. 6 to shoot. Danatome looking to break down Dawson. Step back, too strong. Melli battling. Great offensive rebound for Italy. Bellinelli thought about a deep 3, but now will look to work some offense. 5 to shoot. Filoy comes around the curl. That's too strong. Dawson vacuums it in. Here comes Israel. That's Dawson for 3. And Coach Messina doesn't want this one to get out ahead as Sean Dawson knocks down a 3. They get the crowd back into this game. 13-11, Italy leads Israel.
That's exactly what Israel want. They want the game replayed over the 90 feet. They want to try and push and get open shots before the Italians can set their defense. Because the one thing about Coach Messina, coach team, they're going to be very technically well prepared in terms of their defensive assignments and their rules. In transition, that's all gone. It's how quick you can get back and pick up. And Hayon is such an experienced point guard. He sees his open shooter. He's going to find him. In transition, they're a better rebounding proposition as well. So it's got to keep the game stretched without forcing bad shots, because their percentages won't be good enough to take too many bad ones.
You're absolutely right about that. We take a look at the replay from Omri Caspi, one of his first possessions in this game, and then the 3 that led to the timeout on Mr. Dawson, knocking it down right in front of his bench. And the nerves are now looking as though they're leaving a bit. Now it's time to play basketball.
Yeah.
Filoy coming off the bench for Hackett. Interesting to see how he plays in this second unit for Italy. Bellinelli comes off the curl. That's what he does. Misses that shot as Caspi vacuums it in.
Well, they dodged the bullet, Israel, on that one. They chased him on that. He curled beautifully. Oh, yeah, most people are putting that one in the book.
Caspi, oh, great spin. Oh, Caspi with the footwork.
And that's that point you were making about no shot block challenge around the ring.
Floyd, offensive foul. Use the off arm to clear out. Here's the replay of that last call. Tie game here as we approach the 3-minute mark in the first quarter. Caspi, baseline, nice five. There's the first shot block by Maliga. And he's running the floor the other way. Bellinelli missed him. Tough catch for Melli. Nice post move. He had the mismatch with Caspi on him.
He's such an accomplished player now, facing down with his back to the basket. That's why he's got the move that he's just going to make into Fenerbahce.
Eliyahu flipped it up at the net. Looked awkward, but it didn't fall. Floyd pulls down the rebound. Melli. The extra pass to the corner, that's a three-point shot. Left it short. And a hold is called underneath on Howell. The ball will stay here, as Italy not yet in the penalty. Caspi there leaving the game for the first time. Aradori. Bellinelli. Floyd off the curl. Soft touch.
It's obviously something they've really emphasized in terms of where they think they can get an advantage. There's at the moment, every screen is being curled because the Israelis are chasing.
Skip pass. Dawson for three again. Howell with the offensive rebound. Now looking to go to work on Maliga. Maliga tipped it.
Howell's got to go up stronger. He's got to go through that. There's no need to fade away. He's not going up against anyone huge.
Floyd using a Melli screen. Melli trying to seal. Ayadori finds him. Melli going to work. Three defenders around him. Back to Floyd for three. No good. Pini just into the game. Leaves it for Dawson. Here is Howell. Contact, no foul call. And now a foul is called on Howell. A lot of contact on that drive attempt. They let it go. We do have the benefit, of course, of the replay, and that foul put them in the bonus, but looked as though he got hacked.
I'm surprised we haven't seen the replay of the high-on drive. So the good thing for Israel is after a very nice start by Italy, they've steadied the ship. They've got the ball inside, they've moved it, it's become a little bit, the game is a little bit more stretched, which suits them.
Aradori knocks down the first. Push the lead back up to 5. 2 for 2. Caspi back into the game, short rest for him.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be sitting down. If you come to watch him, you're going to get a lot of chances to see him play.
Oheon. Rejects the screen, looking to go one-on-one at Floyd. Caspi for 3. No good. Denatome pulls it down. Offensive foul as Oheon was trying to play defense and getting cleared out by Aradori's left arm.
I would never want to be a referee.
It's a tough call. Ohayon. Baliga's been active on the glass so far in this game.
Yeah.
He has potential to be the one shot blocker that Italy would need as they go through this tournament. 10 to shoot on the shot clock, 14 on the game clock. Falloy. Anatome sweeps through, step back. That's so pure. Ohayon, Elihayu, the block by Baliga. They say count it off the glass. And that's how we'll end the first quarter. 21-15 is the score. Italy out front here, quarter number 1. Group B action as we see the last second block. We'll take you to the break. You're watching Group B action here of EuroBasket 2017. Back we are here at a jam-packed Tel Aviv arena. You see the score on screen, 21-15 in favor of Italy, and they're getting it done from
60%
every floor.
60% and 50%, this team has come out
hot.
very, very hot. If it hadn't been for those 3 offensive fouls, they could have been in a double-digit lead situation. It's but Israel have found a way to play it. Even though Ohayon got blocks, he was trying to have the type of impact they need to have from the point, because they've relied on Mikel's points all in preparation, relied on Mikel's assists all through preparation, and all of a sudden they can't just be having him take one shot. They've got to find a way to get him free. He's got to find a way to contribute in the open play. And Ohayon, without the same scoring capacity at this stage of his career, has been trying to do that.
Israel going from right to left on your screen in the Road Blues. The host squad has a sold-out crowd to play in front of. This city of Tel Aviv has been dying for this moment. You can feel the buzz really in the city throughout the last couple of days anyway. All the posters everywhere, all the talk around town has been about this Group B here in EuroBasket 2017. Falloy pulling up. That was a 3, that's in and out. Dawson skying for the rebound. Quick offense here, opportunity for Israel. Heaney thought about a 3. He'll drive instead. Dawson crashing between 2 Italians and can't get it to go.
Apart from that, told me this is not the most productive offensive lineup that Italy could put on the floor. If Israel can really pick their defense up, they could get some points in transition while these lineups stay.
Falloy, nice spin move. What a drive. Caspi the other way. He's been able to get whatever he wants on the floor. Can he get his team involved? Ohayon can't hit. Falloy's fouled. Is it on the shot? It is. He'll go to the line for 2. See the spin move by Falloy, putting Eliyahu in the blender. Important minutes for Falloy. after replacing Hackett, as we see there on screen. Hackett getting set to check back in. He's giving them 5 points. Could be 6 with this free throw. 6 it is. It's a 10-point game here. Quietly, it seems, for Italy.
Mikel comes back, but so does Hackett. So, in some ways, they've lost an opportunity with Hackett out of the game to leave Mikel in.
Caspi got fouled going towards the basket. It was in the act, so he'll go to the line for 2. Cousin was the culprit of the foul. Caspi's free throw no good. He was plagued by injury during the NBA season, chomping at the bit to play in front of his home crowd. He has 9 points so far, but really nothing else from the rest of his teammates scoring-wise. Team down 9 as Hackett comes up the floor for Italy. Baldi Rossi checked into the game, number 24 in white for Italy. He's a late addition to their lineup. Burns underneath, trying to take it to himself. Mikel vacuums it in. And Atome watching Mikel. Heaney. Small lineup on the floor for Israel right now, with Caspi at the 4, bumping and grinding. Thought he got hit. Then Atome pulls down a rebound.
In that last play, Mikel's got to attack Atome. He's got, in transition, if he's not going to attack him in transition, he's not going to beat him in the half court. And as you say, with that small lineup, they've got to be aggressive. They've got to attack it off the dribble.
Hackett for 3, no good. And Caspi will pull it down and come the other way. Hackett. Ilyahu gives it off to Mikel. Ilyahu right to the rim. Miscommunication there by the Italian defense, leading to an easy dunk. Hackett puts so much pressure on your defense. Baldi Rossi. Hackett fouled by Ilyahu.
And once Italy didn't switch back, because Hackett has got the ball back after giving it up. They could have switched back. Ilyahu's exposed. There's no way he can contain him on the dribble. He's got to decide where he wants to force him. In the end, he played him straight up, as we get a replay of him down the other end throwing it down. But you have the feeling, or I have the feeling, that Italy should be 4 up than the 7. They look like they're more dominant at the moment. They just can't tick the scoreboard over.
Ilyahu now trying to go to work. Mikel. They're desperately trying to work that low post game for Ilyahu, and then he turns it over. Bellinelli, who just checked back into the game, was the recipient of the errant pass. Melli with the smaller Caspi on him. Melli taking his time, working inside. Caspi with the block. Here's Caspi on the other end, wants Bellinelli. One-on-one. Mikel driving inside. Great footwork by Mikel, left it short.
That's his problem, trying to go over the bigger, more athletic Hackett.
Hackett tried to be a little too fancy with that pass. It leads to a Caspi layup. 5-point game. 5:15 to go in the first half. Bellinelli burns to Hackett for 3. Melli grabs the rebound Oheon picks up the foul. Take a look at the replay of the Caspi layup.
And after all we've been saying about the woes of Mikel and they're struggling to score, they're down 5, and I think Italy are missing an opportunity here to, or not finish the game off because it's far too long to go, but to build a lead.
Melli down low, up fake. Gets his own miss.
And at the moment, Melli's getting as deep as he wants, either on the pass or on the dribble. He just has to finish plays. And if Italy make this a half-court game at this end, Israel is still struggling to get things offensively in the half-court.
Oheon. Pini. Mikel, 7 to shoot. Pini thought about it. It's Mikel who will take the 3. In and out. And a one-handed rebound by Melli. Hackett looking to push. Now decides to slow it down. Here's Bellinelli coming off the screen. Showed the up fake, runs back for 3, doing a great job of moving without the basketball. He may not be able to create off the bounce, but he's using the screen and moving off the basketball effectively. It's a 10-point lead now for Italy with 4:10 left to go in the second quarter.
I think the way the game's going to pan out has pretty much been set now. If Israel can get some things off their defense, if they can keep the floor spread and be a little quick in transition, they have a chance. But if they make this a half-court game, I just don't see how they. If it carries on like this, Melli will have a career night on the glass because he rebounds over his size normally because he's normally an undersized rebounder, but here he's dominant. He can back his guy in, he can post up deep. He's getting what he wants. Yeah, he's in the charge circle with no one around him to throw this down. And he's in the most consistent element of this Italian performance so far, alongside the fact that Mikel, when Hackett stays in front of him, Mikel has a real issue with that matchup.
It's been Melli so far, the story. Israel content to play small, and Melli taking advantage of it inside, but they've been getting a lot from that man right there. Can they get more from that guy right there, Mikel? With 4:10 to go before half, it's a 10-point game. Interesting time now for Israel to maybe gain some momentum heading into the locker room.
Yeah, you'd like to think they want to be, no worse than this.
That's a nice move by Howell. That's a way to start to get inside. You said that Italy doesn't present the shot blocking presence. Maybe taking it to the rim might be the key. Bellinelli. Atome. Left that 3 short. That's the 3 that he'll normally knock down.
I mean, this Israeli team could almost go 5 out if they really wanted to and attack it. Whoever gets the chance, if they shift the ball from one side to the other, if they get drive lanes, if they can penetrate and kick, because even Howe, as he showed on the penetration before, has got the foot speed against whoever's guarding him.
See the replay of Mikel taking it to the 10. He got fouled. He'll go to the line for 2. Hawks down the first. Hackett sees the bench. Falloy stepping in for him.
I mean, this will be an interesting time for Israel, trying to get back in this and trying to keep it ticking over. With Falloy in the game, you've got to think Mikel can be much more effective.
Howell on the break. Just like that, a timeout is called by Coach Messina. Didn't like the energy on both ends of the floor, not taking care of the basketball. 30-26 to score, Italy in front.
I know that there are parts of playing in tournament basketball where you want to establish what you're good at and keep doing it. So when Italy come up against Lithuania, when Italy come up against Georgia, they're going to have to shoot the three. They're going to have to spread the floor. But they're just living outside the three-point line against a team here where they're a dangerous opponent because of the home crowd factor. Melli doesn't get a touch since the timeout that the Israelis took. They settle for 3 threes. And then you think, well, if you're making them, fair enough, but you're not making the three very much in the last quarter. Melli's getting whatever he wants going to the ring. Score, make it a half-court game. Every time you miss a long three, Israel are going down the other end and getting sanked. Very, very high percentages.
For Israel on the other end, it's been the transition game so far for them. Anytime they've gotten out on the floor, they've had easy opportunities at the rim, like we've seen how the last 2 opportunities he's gotten out into the open floor.
There are times if you have to win boring, win boring. It's about winning games and acquiring position at this stage of a EuroBasket. Okay, when they play Lithuania and there's Valanciunas under the ring, then Melli's not going to be as effective. And Datsalmi's got to step up and make shots.
Out of the timeout, we'll see what Coach Messina has planned. Bellinelli. That's Homie. Lloyd for 3. That's too strong. 1 and done. Israel. O'Hayon. Mikel. They want Caspi on Bellinelli. Caspi spins away and knocks it down.
Well, at the moment, one team's playing very heads-up, high IQ basketball, and one team isn't. And Israel are at that team. 8-0 run. They've got something going to the hoop the whole time.
Bellinelli with 5 to shoot for Lloyd. Turns it over. Israel with the opportunity to tie or take the lead with the 3. They want to go back to Caspi. That matchup has worked for them regardless of who's checking him. This time it's for Lloyd. Caspi, ball slipped out of his hands and it lands in the hands of Bellinelli. For Lloyd. It's been a while since since Italy has scored. Bellinelli for 3, puts a stop to that. He's been red hot from behind the arc.
Well, Bellinelli's fine. Bellinelli's, I think, 4 from 5 from the three-point line. It's everybody else who's not been making threes, but they've still been shooting them.
It's a 5-point lead now for the Italians. Powell screening for Mikel. Mikel, nice move. Just showed the ball a little bit, hesitated, and everybody went to Howell, and he was able to finish with an easy layup. Bellinelli, heat check time, knocks it down. Marco Bellinelli plus the foul. He's been red hot from the land beyond, and this one he didn't even think about. That's a look of a man that's feeling it.
Yeah, and he's 5 from 6, and the rest of the team is literally 1 from 8.
15 points for Bellinelli, looking to make it 16. Does not, as Caspi pulls that down off the glass.
At the moment, he only makes 3s. He hasn't taken a 2, and he's missed a free throw.
Behind his 3-point shooting, it's a 6-point lead for Italy. Mikel using the Howell screen. Mikel able to hold his pivot and knock it off the glass. That's a tough shot.
Well, Mikel now, as we've been trying to say the whole time, is trying to become assertive and create, because he's more creative than, apart from Caspi, anyone else on the floor.
Belly to Bellinelli. He is human. He does miss.
He almost literally laid back on that one.
Shot clock turned off. Crowd on its feet to close the first half. Mikel on the PD screen. Mikel driving on Bellinelli. Up, no good. Rebound, Filloy, he won't get it off in time. And we will go to half with Italy in front. 36-32 here. The EuroBasket 2017 Group B action at the half.
Oh, these stats, you know, that 43% for Italy is a little misleading because obviously Bellinelli's 5 from 6. So he's shooting the ball well. Others aren't. The more, you know,
that sticks out a little bit there in the rebounding stats. As you mentioned, Melli was pulling them down early on in the second quarter.
Melli's way on his way to a double-double in terms of he should be even more because he just didn't see the ball for the last 4 minutes of the half. You know, 9 turnovers for Italy is killing them in terms of this game. They'd have taken care of the ball and got a shot and literally just worked and been boring. If they were boring, they'd be up 10, 12 points. Hackett has to step on Mikel. Mikel, when he steps out, Mikel has done really well and now is more confident in the game. So it's an interesting dilemma here for Coach Messina. If you're an Italian fan, you're like, I don't care how we win, let's just win and be boring. This Israeli team is starting to feed off the crowd, and that's a dangerous situation going into the second half. But if they spread it 5 out, they've got a chance.
It'd be interesting to see how both teams start the third quarter because you can really take the crowd out of it. As we saw to start the game, Italy went up big, and that's when they were playing their best basketball. But that 3 right there in the middle of the first quarter is when Israel started to get things going a little bit and back into this game. They're only down 4.
Yeah. Well, then they took that last time out. They were down 10, and we're sitting there thinking, wow, they could break it open right now. And they literally go on an 8-0 run, and we're back in a game, and Italy only have themselves to blame. Bad early shots, giving up transition and penetration baskets. It's an issue for Italy. If you're an Israeli fan, you're loving this. You've seen a way your team can win.
Absolutely right. It's been the Omri Caspi show leading the way for the Israelis. And Marco Bellinelli shooting his way into the scorers table for the Italians. We'll leave you with the rest of the pictures here as we get set for second half action. It is Italy 36, Israel 32 in Group B action. Back we are here at Tel Aviv Arena in Tel Aviv, Israel, as the host nation taking on Italy. Italy leads 36-32 as we get set for the second half in Group B action of EuroBasket 2017. Carlin game, Mark Clark on hand, and it was the Marco Bellinelli show from long range, 5 of 7, leading to 15 points in that first half for Bellinelli.
Well, it definitely was the Bellinelli show, but it could have been, it should have been the Nicola Melli show, because he was dominant and didn't see the ball. But I love the way Israel found a way to be competitive in the game. If they keep the floor spread and they keep attacking the basket before the Italians can set their defense, they could make this crowd go wild with the win.
On the other side of things, Omri Caspi, 13 points to lead the way, and he was virtually unguardable for Israel anytime they went to him on that low block. Let's see if we see much more of that here in the second half. Glad you could be with us wherever you may be, however you are doing so. Saw 2 thrilling matchups earlier today. Germany defeating Ukraine 75-63, and Georgia squeaking one out over Lithuania 79-77 as Natome knocking down his first shot of the second half. He came out, he was the first player out of the locker room to warm up for the Italians, and he looked as though he wasn't happy with the way he was shooting in that first half, maybe looking to get off early here.
Well, he's definitely got off early with that step back, which was a tough shot.
Oheon missing the 3.
That's not where Israel were at the end of that second period. Not dribble, settle for a 3. It was much more aggressive, much more focused on actually attacking the middle before they settled for a jump shot.
Hackett, skip past Bellinelli. Baliga down low, no good. And just due to his activity in the first half, earned himself the extra minutes. He's starting the second half here for Italy. That's an easy one, though, he should have made. Right on the doorstep. Mikel and Oheon in the backcourt for Israel. First time we see these two play together. So adjustments made on both sides for these two nations. There's Mikel. Back to the basket on Hackett. Tried to get Hackett to raise. He did a good job of staying down. Heaney for 3. Whoa. Missed everything.
Absolutely. I don't think a dribble post-up with Mikel is the answer. Spread it, attack it, be sharp. That's great defense by Oheon.
Oheon pulled a chair from Datome. He lost the ball, but the Italians still in control with 5 to shoot. We wanted to see more of Melli. Here's our opportunity. The ball slapped out of bounds. Last touch by Caspi. 3 on the shot clock for Italy.
In fact, both teams don't need to go to this like slow down post up. At least you play half-court basketball, just keep moving. You know, Melli really didn't attack the defense. Caspi gets a piece of it.
Bellinelli for 3. No good. Caspi pulls it down. They're out in transition again. Oheon, Mikel. Wants Howell, finds Howell. On the defensive Baliga. Howell gets him to raise and puts it up and hits.
Again, didn't let it settle. Didn't actually just run it and pull it out. They kept it moving, then threw it into Howell. So much better when they just try and play full-court basketball.
That's Homie inside to Melli. This is a huge mismatch here. Let's see if Melli goes to work. He does. Skip past Bellinelli. One more. And a foul is called on Howell.
And that's such a frustration because Israel did a really decent job at scrambling. 3 seconds on the shot clock. All Howell has to do is stay in stance. Wants to reach, sends them to the sideline.
Hackett's such a pro, though, at drawing that foul. It's been about the 3rd or 4th time he's drawn the big out and really forced him to make the decision, and normally it ends up in a foul. That told me 2 for 2 here in the first couple minutes of the third quarter.
Well, he's looked, if you said he came out wanting to be better, get out, get some shots up, that's definitely working for him. They gave him a lot of time to have a look, though.
Here's Caspi. The league is just so active defensively, and that's a tough call on him. He ends up worse for wear after that foul call, but he's making it hard for Howell.
It's very much a like-for-like matchup, isn't it? And there's a hook that Howell gets away with, a hook, palm on the body. Normally the referee doesn't like, but...
That Tommy came over and had some words with Howell, standing up for his teammate. We'll keep an eye on those two as we go forward here. Caspi driving right by Melli. That's a mismatch that Italy does not want to see. Don't know what happened there where Melli ends up on Caspi, but if you're an Italian fan, you don't want to see that too often.
No. I mean, it's a tough matchup for who Melli takes, because he really has to take Caspi because there's only Howell in the game apart from that. Again, needs to be team defense.
Good job of team defense there, leading to the poke-away steal in the hands of Caspi. Howell wants it. That ball last touched by Italy. It is a tough matchup for Melli, as he mentioned. There he is, one-on-one with Caspi. Heaney showed the up fake. Blocking foul will be on Maliga. Foul starting to mount now for the Italians. That is Maliga's third foul. That's the third team foul for Italy here in the third quarter, very early on. Caspi, Heaney, floater, left it short.
I'm not as uncomfortable with the Melli matchup if he plays it like that and just contains him.
Tomei, 3 for 3 here in the second half. He's found a touch.
Well, there's a lesson, you know, if it's not working, go and change something, go and work on it. He didn't feel he had rhythm. He was out here before anyone else at the half, as you say, just trying to get some shots, trying to stroke.
Howell using the screen and roll to perfection there that time, and an easy 2 for him. 44-38, 5:25 remaining in the third quarter. Group B action, EuroBasket 2017. The host Israel in front of a packed house here at Tel Aviv Arena. Melli going to work on Caspi. Fade away, yes. Well, it's been there for him anytime they want to go to it.
You know, if they don't get anything better, if they don't get the chance to attack it, post him up and trust him to make a good decision.
Mikel, Caspi thought about the 3. Melli did a good job of closing out. Tough call there as he gets called for the foul. It's a shooting foul that will send Caspi to the line for 2.
And that's when he has an issue, when Caspi gets a little bit of momentum. His foot speed is too much for Melli. But this, that's how to take a little turnaround, fade away. Great solid base, great extension, great soft touch.
Surprisingly, that is the first foul on Melli here, despite the crossover matchups where he's guarding a much smaller player on the other end.
And with the substitutions that if Israel just make, they let Melli off the hook. You know, he ends up guarding Eliyahu, and they can go back to a better matchup with Caspi, and all the problems that were there with the different matchups have just disappeared.
Husin checks in as well for Italy. He did not start the third quarter due to his foul trouble. He has 3 fouls in his pocket. Ohayon picks up a foul. That's his third. So the foul's beginning to mount on both sides. Filloy will check in for Hackett. It's been a quiet game for Hackett so far. But Filloy has stepped in off the bench perfectly for Mr. Hackett. Bellinelli was red hot in that first, wanted to draw the foul. Howell played great defense there. Mikel the other way. Eliyahu with the screen. Now with the ball is Eliyahu. And look for Caspi spinning away for Zenitomi. Kusin goes up and rejects that. Here's Bellinelli. Back to the basket. Bumping, grinding. Got blocked by the bottom of the backboard. Caspi the other way. Transition basketball for Israel have proved to be fruitful for them, but they slow it down now back into the half court where they have struggled. Caspi pulls up for three. Way off. Eliyahu, Johnny on the spot with a great dish. Finding the cutting Howell, who didn't give up on the play and earns himself 2 free throws.
I'm not sure why, how, but Italy are trying to make almost trying to make hard work with this. They go to a post-up option with Bellinelli, and you're like, well, why? You know, Bellinelli's stroking it. Melli can get what he wants. It's a strange. It's almost a very strange game. The Italians. Katomi's like stroking it. He doesn't get a screen set, so he can come off something to even keep that going.
Has been a weird offense for Coach Messina's bunch. They're still in front by 8.
Yeah, and we're giving them a hard time. They're up 8, and in a way they're in control, but it's too close for them to feel comfortable.
Howell gets the second free throw to fall. Crowd erupts.
Hayon spent a long time here in Maccabi Tel Aviv, and he'll be a hero for most of this crowd.
He absolutely will. You saw the ovation for him. His face on most of the posters, promotional posters around here. He gets his first action in the group stage. Hackett trying to fight his way through. He gets fouled. Dawson putting his hands up saying, that was me. That's his first.
It's so much better ball movement and sharpness by the Italians. And then Hackett gets a little advantage because of the ball movement and exploits it.
Almost a steal there by Eliyahu. Feloy for 3. Too strong. Melli again on the glass, causing problems. He has 8-9 rebounds in this game.
Oh, yeah.
4 of them coming on the offensive glass. See the replay here. He'll take a quick breather. Toby back in, who has found the stroke here in the second half. Feloy. Great footwork. Played it off the glass himself, but couldn't get the tap to go. Mikel the other way. Mikel in the corner. He'll penetrate. Floater not there. Tome picks up the rebound. Here's Hackett. Looking to post. Hackett feeling it. Hackett in the lane. Gets his man to move. Can't finish.
It's just a very strange way the Italians are approaching the game.
Mikel trying to knife his way in. Tough pass. Howell found a way to catch it. Gets it back to Mikel. The floater was blocked by Feloy. Howell inside. And it's really struggle city for both offenses. They say the ball last touched by Israel. It's Italy basketball, much to the chagrin from the home crowd here.
But that time, Israel came down the right side of the floor and stayed on the right side of the floor. They didn't reverse it. They didn't create any opportunity to attack drive lanes. The time before, Hackett kept it, dribbled it, dribbled it, dribbled it. Everyone knows where the ball is. Italy, when they moved the ball, looked really, really effective.
Much better movement on this possession. Kussin ends up with an open shot that he knocks down.
And it's all in rhythm, and they make passes, and they move again, and it's a much better set. And it's the same the other way for Israel. They've got to be aggressive to try and get the defense turned, and then share it.
They do just that, and ends up with a Mikel open three. He left it short.
He's got to take the first one, though. In rhythm, he had the chance to knock that down. And you still keep thinking Italy have a chance to just put this game away if they just play smart.
Aradori to the basket, gets fouled. He'll go to the line for two. A little bit of frustration now settling in for the Israelis as they are looking around at each other and the referees, hoping for bailouts. We'll take a timeout here on the floor. Italy leads 48-39 over Israel in Group B action of EuroBasket 2017.
I mean, Coach Messina is a real perfectionist. His whole team want to play in that particular way, but they haven't found a successful rhythm. This Israeli team, I think now, you know, we're still in the third quarter, still plenty of time to go, but spread the floor and be aggressive, then share it, spread the floor, attack it, just penetrate and kick as often as they can, because that will allow Mikel and will allow Caspi to have more opportunities to affect the score.
As you see the Tome here, who has found the stroke in the second half. He is up to 13 points quickly here in this game. Man with championship experience. You don't close the airspace on him, he will find the bottom of the basket.
Well, there he is with, as you say, the 13 points. Statistically, is really efficient, 50 and 75. Then you argue he hasn't seen the ball enough. As this second half in particular has developed.
He's still on the foul line, John, with Dawson. That carrying over from early on in the third quarter. As you see, Bellinelli taking a rest here. Adori at the line, missed the first, knocks out the second. All his points coming from a free throw line, Adori. It's a 10-point game.
And Italy have been here before. They've had the 10-point lead earlier in the game, chance to break it open.
Howell can't get it to go, tried to follow up, but ball squirting out of his hands, and here comes Hackett. Where do they want to go with the basketball? It's Hackett, 8 to shoot. Hackett, good pass inside to Kussin, who kisses it off the glass and in. It's up to 12 now for the Italians. On to the basket. Got fouled, he'll go to the line for 2 shots.
And even though it's not as quick as they have been at times, pass to the wing, get it back, little handoff action, means he can turn the corner and exposes the big man, Kussin, to try and guard him, and he can't, and he draws the foul. If Italy's defense was stopping them doing this, I'd be, well, they've done a great job, but they're settling for shots, they're settling to keep the ball on the floor far too much. They're still in this, only 12, this will make it a 10-point game going into the fourth.
Kussin, you saw him leave the game there with 4 fouls. We'll see how that changes things for the front court rotation for Coach Messina. That means a lot more of Melli and maybe Tome at the 4. Final possession here for the Italians in the third quarter. Trying to extend their lead. They're up 10 at the moment. It's Hackett. Missed Melli and threw it out of bounds.
It didn't even have to be a great pass. Just a bit of composure, take your time. Melli had him sealed.
Almost got it to go. And we'll go to the third quarter break with Italy up 51-41 over Israel here in Group B action of EuroBasket 2017.
Oh, those stats, excuse me. Those stats again, Italy's percentages are fine. They've turned the ball over a lot. Israel 1 from 11 from the three-point line. If it's not there, you at least get it off penetration, so you've got it coming on in rhythm. I just think that there should be a lot. If they carry on the way the game's going, they're going to lose the game. So they had one run in this game where they really did give the Italians problems late in the first half. Spread the floor, almost entirely 5 out, attack that space and make good decisions. And then they really did force the Italians into some bad matchups. It's almost as though the Italians are just trying to control the game now to get through this first game with a win and then get ready for the next two-day sessions.
It's funny you say that if the shot's not there, stop taking it. There's been many times where the shot was there and they prevented themselves from taking it as Israel. So that 1 for 11 from three-point range, a little deceiving, could be even worse had they taken maybe some of the shots, or better, depending on how the result may have ended up.
Now they've gone with Hal and Eliahu, and this lineup has never been very effective. It's too easy for the Italians to match up on it, as well as Eliahu is a great player. They might need just to go with one of them and spread the floor.
Well, it's only a 10-point game. We saw Georgia dig themselves out of the hole and end up with a victory in game 2 here. Germany did the same early on, coming back after a slow start. Eliahu to the basket, left it short. And as shot clock expires, the Italians had the ball, so play will continue.
That's a great decision by Eliahu, but he just blew a layup. So the decision is good, just got to finish that play.
We question whether or not the nerves would affect this game for the home team. Could that be a factor here, playing in front of a sold-out crowd here in Tel Aviv Arena? Eliahu wants to be aggressive, flicks it up, can't hit. And now it seems as though there's a lid on the rim on that side of the court.
Especially for him, and even as unorthodox as that shot looks, he's made a living out of making that shot against bigger guys. He just can't buy one at the moment.
Italy content with weaving at the top of the circle, and then they end up with a Hackett 3. They just lull you to sleep for 21 seconds of the shot clock and then knock down a back-making 3. Ohayon with the drive got fouled by Melli. That's only Melli's second foul. Ohayon will go to line for 2.
But again, Ohayon, who's not the quickest guy that this Israeli team have in the backcourt. He's a great experience. He attacks it, gets a foul, gets into a positive situation. Even Eliahu's drive, they've been able to break down this Italian defense. They've just got to finish plays and stay with that. Caspi's gone very quiet as well in the last part of the third, even though he may have picked up a little knock, but hasn't really had a touch at the start of the fourth.
Sean Dawson checks in for Eliahu.
It's a much better shape if you're Israel trying to actually get yourself into this game.
Getting stops could help that. They've scored a lot of their points in fast break opportunities. They haven't had a field goal in 7 minutes and 20 seconds. Melly's three, no good. Can they break that drought now? They've only scored points from the free throw line within that span. No movement right now on the offensive end for Israel. They want to get it to Dawson, who has Bellinelli on his back. Oheon, Caspi, flyby. He still can't hit the shot, but he'll go to the line for 2 free throws.
But in this early part of the fourth quarter, every time they've attacked it, they have broken down this Italian defense. The Italian defense, with only Hackett, who's got great foot speed, is getting broken down a lot. And they've just finished plays, and they really have a shot at it. You saw when we were at the far end, and Pini Gashan, the former national team coach, who had great success both club and with the national team, encouraging them to just run and push and just attack the hoop. It's the best opportunity they have to get right back in this.
It's not out of reach yet. It's only a 9-point game with plenty of time left to go. And if they can get this crowd back into it, could be dangerous for the Italians, who are trying to hang on here in their first game of Group B. Hackett, Melli, Bellinelli coming off the screen with a purpose. Hussein deep into the shot clock now for Bellinelli. Melli. Oh, tough call inside. Seemed like all basketball, but Melli will go to the line for 2 free throws.
I'll say it before the replay. I don't think this replay is going to look great for the official.
Sounded like all basketball, looked like all basketball. Melli at the line nonetheless.
Great decision by Bellinelli though. Penetrate, saw Melli there, he's the insurance guy, just throw it to him. Whether he was fouled or not, he took it strong.
Second free throw left short by Melli. Still a 10-point game. They've been hovering around that mark. Italy can't seem to break it wide open, and Israel can't get any closer. Dawson to the 10, left it short, trying to follow his miss, but Melli doing a great job again on the backboard.
Oh, that foul trouble for Israel could become a factor if they do, start to close this margin.
Miscommunication there by the Italians. And Caspi, looking to put Melli on a poster, gets fouled.
There's no way Melli was going to be on that poster, I don't think. Because here's Caspi. Melli's just going to go up very strong. But to be fair, Caspi should have finished the play. He had a clean look at the dunk.
He did. Showing some explosiveness that you normally don't see out of Omri Caspi, but he can get up there and finish with the best of them. He's missed a couple free throws here.
He's had a horrible night from the line. He's been to the line 12 times, and has made 8 of the 13. It's a close game. If he'd have made the throws, he's normally a good free throw shooter too.
There he is guarding Atome. Hackett using the Kusim screen. Hackett trying to drive inside. Boy, is he ever so tough. Looks for the contact, initiates the contact, and there's nothing you can do but foul. Hal picks up his fourth.
Yeah. It's a great read if we get a chance to look at the replay here. He missed it a little bit because Hal didn't make an adjustment on the catch. All he had was half a lane to attack it, and just because, as you say, because he drew the contact, he made that lane his own.
Able to hit the free throw. 6 points, 6 rebounds for Daniel Hackett, looking for number 7. He has it. It's back to an 11-point lead. Howell, blocked by Kusin.
He was just waiting for him, wasn't he? Defense hadn't got turned, he just moved across.
He's also doing that with 4 fouls in his back pocket. Caspi looking to attack Kusin, goes straight up. Hackett knocked it away. And then a foul on the open floor. Aradori picks it up. You see the intensity now for Italy being picked up on this end of the floor.
Well, that's the 14th foul for Italy. And even more so now, Israel need to be that aggressor, need to spread the floor, need to try and get to the ring. But they need to do it off of ball movement, so they've created the advantage.
And then when they do get to the line, if they get there, they got to start knocking down some of these free throws. That could be the difference in the game right now.
I mean, they've been to the line 21 times, Israel. They're at 71%.
That three-point bomb in and out. Lead remains at 11 as Hackett crosses the timeline. With 6:05 to go in the game. Hackett uses the Kusin screen. This is the matchup Hackett wants. Hackett on Hal, pulls up. Too strong, Caspi pulls down the rebound. Aon the other way. That's a tough pass. And given away as Hackett pulls it back up. And they are content to really slow things down and kill this clock.
There's still a long time to go, but you just got the impression Italy are quite happy to just try and control this.
Bellinelli, Atome, spinning away from the basket. Can't get it to go. That's his first miss here in the second half. There's Caspi on the up fake. Almost lost his pivot foot. Did a good job of keeping it. Howell. Inside, the double comes. Howell didn't know what to do with it when the double did show up, and then he fouls Daniel Hackett.
Well, again, it's going to sound like saying the same thing, that they had the chance to, with a quick lineup, to attack it and settle for a three. Then they settle for a slow up play. It's just, they can't win the game unless they just break this game open, keep it loose, spread the floor and attack the middle and see what they get, because what they're getting at the moment isn't good enough.
Atome for three.
Whereas the Tome in the second half has just been near as perfect as you can be.
He's been absolutely brilliant in the second half for the Italians, who stretched the lead 60-46. Timeout Israel here midway through the fourth quarter. Wow. That says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah. Just look at that stat and we can just say it's all right. I mean, the only positive come out of that stat is we haven't scored for 10 minutes, but we're still in it. And that's, you can either say it's a great Italian defensive performance where they're giving Israel what Italy want them to have, or it's Israel not taking what they should and not trying to get what they should. Possibly a combination of both, but if O'Hayon can get to the basket the way he has, then everybody can attack it. And when they, at the start of this fourth, where they had the chance to attack the basket, they got fouled and broke the defense down every single time they took it. Yeah, they didn't finish plays and they haven't made all their free throws, but since then they've gone away from it and the lead has grown to 14.
It's been Hackett and then Atome, as we see at the last basket that led to the timeout. He has 16 now in the game, does Atome. Rising up in the big moments. It's not his first rodeo. Israel looking to get back into this game. The lead is 14. Caspi to the 10. Nothing happening there. Howell trying to battle. Give them credit, they're still working as Howell's diving on the floor. Causes the held ball. Possession area is in favor of Italy, but The crowd giving Howell the good hand after the good effort.
Well, he's 1 on 2, and he almost came up with it.
Caspi will head to the bench. You said that he got a knock. It seems as though he's walking gingerly.
Yeah, looks like he's almost just slightly rolled an ankle or just tweaked it.
Keep an eye on him throughout the tournament. Day off tomorrow should help for both of these teams. Points in the paint, 50% for Italy right now. That tells you a lot.
Yep.
Bellinelli and Tome, that's not in the paint. That shot missed. Falloy with the save.
Nah, smart play. Kusim really helped him. Saw he was going to struggle, just made himself available.
Bellinelli to Kusim. I don't know how he made that pass, but he did. That's Tome for 3 at the buzzer, in and out. Would have counted had it gone down.
I think it was after, but don't need to worry. Again, transition, a penetration opportunity, and a foul.
Well, since that corner 3 in the first quarter, we haven't heard from Dawson. He'll have an opportunity to get back into the scorer's book here at the line with 2 free throws. Italy now independently the rest of the way. Dawson has 6 rebounds in the game, so he is contributing in other ways. Just hasn't been able to do it in the score sheet. He knocks down the first. Points and counting for Dawson. And now's the time you need stops if you're Israel. Bellinelli. Euro steps his way through. Falloy for 3. That's a backbreaker.
Well, if Falloy starts to make the threes and everyone else is starting to make the threes, there's no way back unless Israel come up with something very, very dramatic, and it's got to be dramatic and quick, and it's not dramatic and quick in a turnover.
That's not what you want on offensive possession where you're down big with 3 minutes to go in the game. Falloy for 3 again. Back-to-back threes! Falloy pouring it on!
Well, he had a great season with Potentia in the Basketball Champions League. They made the Final Four. He was fundamental with that. He's left to go to Avellino, but
another
he's
turnover.
A solid player.
Another turnover here. Italy now sensing that this is the moment where they can really put the clamps down. Let's see if they look for Falloy here, who's knocked down the last 2 3-pointers. Bellinelli, and it is all falling for the Italians. Bellinelli goes glass, and that picture says it all. 18 points for Marco Bellinelli, 69-48. The Italians are rolling.
So Falloy goes back-to-back, and then Bellinelli banks one off balance. And the game is, blown wide open.
It was always teetering on that moment, and it took 3 threes in succession for it to happen.
But, it's such a frustration for this packed house, and they're starting to leave. The fans are starting to leave because they're sitting there looking at, we haven't scored for 12 minutes from the field. Yet we're still doing the same things. And because Italy wouldn't put them away, there's always that, if we had done this. And I still can't understand why. There are times it's not about running a great offense. It's not about running a great set or recognizing it's, hey, we're quicker, we'll attack it. It's one of the ways you can get an advantage. Just see what happens, because as we said, if they carried on the way they were going to lose. And that's exactly what's happened. And Caspi has 18, but he has been no factor in the second half, maybe because of a little injury. But the Israeli lineup has just lost its way. And Mikel, who's been a big scorer for him in prep, only has 8. and has struggled to get some offense going.
Yes, he has. Evidence of that right there as he throws up the air ball right on cue. It's been tough going for Mikel tonight. 69-48, the score. Italy out in front. And they'll want to put more points on the board to make sure that if it does come down in a tie-break scenario, they can clear that. With Lithuania losing today, that might be a factor later on.
I think you can't believe that Israel are going to be this poor again, so that could get them back into that equation. And then this defeat, if they get themselves a couple of wins and Italy drops some games, this defeat will kill them going forward if they get into a tiebreak.
It's going to be an interesting Group B. The rest day tomorrow, then they go back-to-back Saturday and Sunday local time. And Atome trying to finish over Mikel, can't do it. O'Hayon's three's no good. Vacuumed in by Denatome. Going forward for the Italians, getting a win in the first game, always big, but doing it by a wide margin. Almost feels like you get 1.5 victories.
Oh, yeah.
Feloy, nice feed. Cousin should have went up with it.
Oh,
Floyd absolutely
if you're going to cut to there, unless someone double teams, just go up. And he made a nice cut, beautifully found, and then decided to throw a look away pass.
It's been too many of those type of moments for the Italians.
Yeah.
Although you wouldn't tell it by the score line, but they've had so many opportunities to really flex their muscle and break this game open. They've finally done it here in the final minutes, but they going into their second matchup here in Group B have a lot to work on as well. Dawson underneath, no good. Howell couldn't finish. Dawson hits the side of the backboard. It has been a terrible shooting night for Israel.
Well, it's side of the backboard, outside the square, not hitting the ring, air ball short. Maybe the moment has got to this team. Big crowd, big moment.
Howell comes away with the theft there, looking to push. Mikel, floater inside, too strong. Boy, oh boy.
If you'd have said to me before the game that Israel won't make 50 points, I'd have said there's no way. The team has looked, although we talked about their last loss was a poor loss where they only scored 60 against Great Britain. Is that the real level of the team, or is it the team that's beaten some good teams in prep? At the moment, this team looks like the team that lost its last game.
Well, the crowd will still show them the appreciation of coming out here and trying to perform in front of them. Despite the big score line, as the Italians will take game one for them in Group B action. 69-48 over Israel. A huge game for Datome and Bellinelli. They were shining from the land beyond. And the magician, Coach Messina, has another victory under his belt.
Well, it's called inefficient in terms of Italy coming in, playing the hosts, everything to lose in terms of importance on the game, and they just got what they needed to do in the end, which was just win and get out, take the day off tomorrow and get ready to play again. Israel, it's going to be a difficult scenario. They came in because of prep with very high expectations in the crowd and hope with a big crowd as well, and have just underperformed. There's no way you can class them as a great team, but they're better than 48 points. They're better than 7%. They're better than 33%. That's not the Israeli team that's prepared for this tournament. They got out-rebounded. You know, every stat that makes a difference was won by Italy. And in no way, even though the Italians, as you see there, turned it over 15 times, which you know Coach Messina's going to be in the locker room going on about. That was a reasonable, efficient performance by Italy. That was a very, very poor and unrealistic performance by Israel. They're going to, I'm sure they're going to come back on Saturday with a much, much more better performance and try and get their EuroBasket campaign back on track, because they are not a 48-point-a-game team.
They aren't, and it looked as though the way they started the game with the pace that they started at, that they would score a lot more. But once it got down into the half-court game and the game started to slow down, the Italians really took control and were a lot more efficient. Even though those turnovers would say different, they were a lot more efficient in the half-court set.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you said right at the half time, okay, it was still a close game. Katomi came out first, came out ready, and almost set the tone for how the Italians approached it. Conversely, at the start of the fourth, when the Israelis still had a chance, penetration, air ball penetration, miss from the free throw line, there was a way for them to play. They just couldn't score, and they couldn't score in situations where you'd expect them to score.
That's a tough pill to swallow, because, as you said, that's now 2 games in a row for them where they just couldn't find the basket. And we question whether or not it would be the opening game jitters, playing in front of the full house here in the Tel Aviv arena, but maybe it's just getting into their head a little bit now. They haven't cracked the 50-point mark in 2 games.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how they come out on Saturday.
Saturday will be huge for them as Group B gets back underway. We take the day off tomorrow, Friday, but back underway on Saturday. They will be playing in the last game on Saturday against Lithuania, who is coming in off a loss as well.
Yeah, and if you look at that result and that game, both teams opening day loss. Both teams need a win to get back on track. 0-2 puts you in a bit of a hole. How Israel are going to deal with Valanciunas and Montejunas, who knows? But they found ways in the past, and they're going to have to. They've got 2 days to prepare. They're going to have to come out with a game plan. They're going to have to execute that, but they're going to have to finish plays.
They absolutely are. We'll get set to take the much-needed rest, the day off in between match day 2 here in Group B in Tel Aviv, Israel. It is the Italians victorious in the final game of the day, 69-48. We will see you on Saturday for match day 2 action here in Group B of the 2017 EuroBasket here in Tel Aviv. For Mark Clark, I'm Carlin Gay. Thanks for joining us wherever you are and however you did so. Thank you. So long.